When the crimson moon rises over the deserts of Babylon, the sky doesn't shed moonlight, it sheds a curse. For thousands of years, people have known it as the ghost moon. But no one knows why this light turns blood red, or why, when this light touches the earth, coffins begin to crack open. When that light is focused through a lens of black volcanic glass onto the sarcophagus of a fallen king, the dead begin to speak. Skeletons crave the feel of skin once more. And tonight, that moon returns. Viran had no idea he was playing with fire. Armed with only a ring, an ancient sword, and limitless courage, he is about to face an enemy that hasn't stayed dead for a millennium. Brace yourselves, because tonight's tale will send a shiver down your spine. Viran and the Ghost Moon of Babylon. Return of the Dead King. Viran was in an old library in Babylon, sifting through his father's vintage maps, when a news report caught his eye. Strange things were happening in a remote desert village. A body was found near an ancient temple, and a massive red moon was haunting the night sky. The villagers were whispered one name: the Dead King. Why weren't the locals fleeing in terror?
Breaking news.
Because in that scorching desert, that village held the only working well and reservoir. Driven by thirst, the people chose to stay and live alongside the curse.
No, this can't be
Viran
real.
realized the time had come.
That temple,
Was this the
body
accursed
under that
black
red
lens
moon?
of Babylon his father had written about? Before leaving the city, he encountered an old beggar on the street. Out of pity, Viran offered him some spare change and food. The
It's not
old
much,
man
but
grabbed
I hope it
Viran's
helps.
hand, staring with a haunting gaze. From his tattered bag, he pulled out a weathered, copper-colored ring.
It calls to you.
Keep this close,
Take it,
boy. When you
Your
grow afraid of
destiny.
even your
What is
own
this?
shadow, this ring will show you the way.
I feel its
It
power.
isn't just gold or
I'll keep it
copper.
safe.
It is your
Guard it
invisible
well, Viran.
shield in the heart of darkness.
Thank you.
I will guard it
Viran
with my
thought
life.
little of it, but tucked it into his pocket.
The path ahead is yours
He
now.
didn't know that in a few hours, it would save his life. By the time Viran crossed the burning dunes and reached the village, the sun was setting. The settlement was surrounded by shriveled shrubs and mournful skeletal trees. As he stepped inside, he felt the air grow heavy. He took shelter in a local inn. The innkeeper, with dark circles under his eyes and trembling hands,
The desert
warned
is
him.
no place for a boy.
"Listen, traveler,
Handle it.
when the sun vanishes, bolt your windows. Even if you hear screams, do not look out. Tonight is no ordinary night. Tonight, the ghost moon rises. The spirit of the temple priest will begin his black magic once more."
The shadows hold dangers you've never
Viran
seen.
learned that the ancient priest's
Trust no one.
soul sought
Guard
to
your heart and your
resurrect the
path.
dead king.
Be safe, lad.
When the red moon peaks, the king rises to roam his lost kingdom. Was the black lens behind this? Viran had to find out. Night fell. The ghost moon tore through the sky like a bleeding wound. Defying the innkeeper's warning, Viran crept out into the darkness, following the rocky path toward the ruined temple. Entering the temple, the stench of a 1,000-year-old decay hit him. In the center of the hall sat a massive lens crafted from black stone. Through the crumbling roof, the red moonlight hit the lens and reflected directly onto a stone sarcophagus. Suddenly, with a deafening crack, the lid slid open. Viran watched as a moss-covered skeleton slowly stood up. It was draped in tattered royal robes with red flames flickering in its empty eye sockets. The king had returned. As he raised his hand, the ancient swords hanging on the temple walls began to vibrate with malice. The king seized an ancient blade and lunged at Viran. Viran grabbed a discarded sword from the floor, barely parrying the blow. The temple shook with the clash of metal. But Viran was a man of flesh and blood, and he was facing death itself. With a powerful shove, the king sent Viran flying into a dark corner. His sword clattered out of reach. The king advanced slowly, his bones clicking with every terrifying step. Viran tried to scramble away, but found himself cornered. There was no escape. At that moment, he remembered the old man's gift. He fumbled for the ring and slid it onto his finger. Something magical happened. The king stopped dead. He could no longer see Viran. The ring had merged Viran with the shadows. He was now invisible. The king roared in fury, swinging his sword wildly. But Viran was gone. Viran knew the ring's power wouldn't last. He saw the red moonlight continuously feeding the king's strength through the lens. He realized this was exactly what his father had warned him about, the accursed black lens. Unless the lens was shattered, the king was unstoppable. While still invisible, Viran picked up a heavy stone. With every ounce of his strength, he smashed it against the black lens. With a soul-piercing scream of breaking glass, the lens exploded into 1,000 pieces. As the lens shattered, the king's power vanished instantly. His skeletal frame collapsed like a house of cards. The spirit of the evil priest dissolved into the earth with a final wail. The village was finally free from its ancient curse. The next morning, as the villagers woke up, they found the sun shining brighter than ever before. Viran was sitting quietly in front of the temple. He told them everything. As Viran prepared to leave, he looked down at the ring on his finger. It was now nothing more than a dull piece of copper. He realized that when kindness and courage meet, even 1,000-year-old magic is forced to bow down. But the desert winds still whisper. Were all the pieces of the black lens truly destroyed? Or is someone, somewhere, waiting to put them back together? Viran began his journey once more. He knows another mystery is waiting for him just beyond the horizon, and he is ready. If you enjoyed this series, leave a like. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on what's coming next. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.